some trees at this point, but it's usually, you know, ½ inch plus where you really start getting bad. Okay, this is where you really start seeing a lot of this. I noticed this down when you start getting close to Marietta, is you just see this on all of them, these big huge icicles, and you can just see how bad that is. That's an ice skating rink, folks. Very, very dangerous. Now we just probably traveled about 3-4 miles, or maybe less than that. Let's see if we can pop in between where we're just at in this camera. Like I said, you can see how there's much less snow. That's really accumulation of ice. These roads are really, really dangerous. Let's go up a couple. Yep. See? Told you. Couple more. See, some of these that don't have a hood over them, this is the kind of icing and that you'll see right on the lens. And this right here is getting into ½ inch. When the image is this bad, this is when you're talking about ½ inch of ice. Okay, this camera appears to have some protection. I don't know why, but it's not giving me a red dot on the camera, so let's go back over here so we can bring that same one up. Well, we're close. We're looking south again. See how all these people are following behind one another, which is smart. This lane over here, this is very slick. Not many cars have been on it. This over here, it's a death trap. You're going into the wall, or you're going to end up in the ditch over here. That's just sheer ice. Let's take us about 2-3 miles past Marietta. We might have just been looking at this one. No, it's a different image. Just you're seeing the same thing. Big, huge goop of ice here. Probably it's the hood over the camera. And this is why the camera's now the lens isn't frozen. But you can obviously see there's a significant amount of ice on top of this camera. Let's see, we're looking at the road sign here. We're just outside of Atlanta right now. We're in the suburbs of Atlanta. Somewhere near Samoa. Sorry, I'm having a hard time pronouncing it. I can only see a portion of the word under the icons of the cameras. Here, see? When you're seeing it this heavy, you're talking about it's really significant icing. Even though you're not seeing this on some cameras, it's because of the cameras protect it more so. See the difference. Here it is again. The icicles. This is really, really rough here. Entering this tunnel and coming out of this tunnel would probably be, you'd be better off putting ice skates on your car. You probably could steer pretty good, but you're not stopping, that's for sure. Alright, so let's go a east direction here on the 285. Again, you can barely see anything. This is, you know, this much distortion. You're talking, it's, you know, we're 1/4 of an inch plus. Well, what I'm seeing on the roads, they're definitely in the 3/4 to a ½ inch area at this point of ice is building up on the roads. On the trees, I'm not sure. Luckily, you notice not much traffic. People have really taken this one seriously. They realize now. This is a really good image. Even though you'd think that this right here, as long as you're in these tracks, you're safe. Actually, that's not true. Patches of black ice can form on this stuff, in as little time as, let's say, you're traveling at 25 miles an hour and there's a car about 150 yards ahead of you. In the time that car passes and you pass the same spot where that car just went ahead of you, black ice can actually form. Yeah, it can be that quick. Okay, we're down around, not exactly sure what this is here. Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Yeah, why not? We'll go a little north and a little more east over here by Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Yeah, see, look at this. On the much less traveled ways here. This is an exit. It almost looks like. That's just ice. That's just sheer ice. All right, so let's go into Atlanta. You saw what I just did. I just clicked, and we're central Atlanta, and that is awfully thick ice. For the image to look like that, that is awfully thick ice on the lens of this camera. We are talking well into ½ inch plus. That's bringing down trees, significantly sized trees, branches, light poles, major high voltage power lines. Let's click just a little past that. We are in central Atlanta. Alright, this camera has some protection, but you can see how all these little bits of ice, these little droplets, are frozen right to the whatever they have in front of the camera right here. So it didn't even have a chance to drip, it just hit it and froze in place. Now this is what looks like a protected camera, and you can see there's still quite a significant bit of ice. You can see it on the roadway here. Okay, we're on the I-20 at Capitol Ave, and you can see these roads they're rough. Quite a bit of ice. They were treated, but just don't be out in this. If you don't need to be, don't. Okay, we just copped over to the I-20 Fulton Industries Boulevard. Let's slide down a little bit. Now, in early weather reports, we were hearing such things as down this way it would really be bad icy, but I'm seeing it quite bad up this way, and you just saw central. We were just over here, I believe, so let's come down over here on the I-20 MLK Junior Drive. Ice, 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 ice. Let's check out one of these gray cameras here. I'm getting nothing. This likely means that the camera is down or something with the network's down. Okay. Still on the I-20. We are now east, kind of in the southeast of central Atlanta. Common theme, big chunks of ice either in front of the camera, icicles, or it's so thick on the camera it looks like you're trying to look through an old school real thick Coke bottle, bottom of it. Oh, this is nasty here. That's a lot of ice in those trees. And that's a lot of ice on this roadway. And it looks like it's really coming down pretty heavy. Let's check time here. We're at 26 minutes. I'll probably split this up a couple of times and post these. So let's hit